Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kaylin. I'm a part-time English teacher here in Seoul. And for today's video, I want to show you guys some of the realistic negative aspects of working in Hagwon. I feel like a lot of the information that you will find online when you're looking to come to teaching Korea paints more of a positive picture, which is great because there are so many positives of working here, but there are also some negatives that I feel like unless you're part of like certain Facebook groups or if you like really dig deep, you won't really find much information about this. So I thought I would share with you guys today some of the things that I find to be rather negative. And I just want to say this is not me trying to talk badly about Korea or trying to like persuade you not to come to teach in Korea. That's not the case. I love teaching here. I definitely would recommend it if you are like looking to travel and teach, but I just wanted to share with you guys some things that you may come across when you come here, and I don't want you guys to be like shook and be like what the hell just happened. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. The first thing I want to talk about is vacation time, or the lack of vacation time that you're going to get as a Hagwon teacher here in South Korea. So essentially when you come here, the standard contract for a Hagwon employee is 10 days off per year, 5 days in the summer, 5 days in the winter, and that's usually it. That's all you're gonna get. Throughout the year though, obviously we have red days, which are public holidays, so if you're lucky that may fall on a Friday or a Monday to create a long weekend. Otherwise it's just gonna like scatter throughout the week, so maybe a Tuesday or a Thursday, so you can't really travel anywhere during that time unless you're planning to do so within Korea, of course. But if you're coming here expecting to go to Vietnam to backpack for 3 weeks at a time, or go to chill on a beach in Thailand for like 2 weeks, no, that's not gonna be the case. Sadly, we don't get that much vacation unless you're lucky. For example, right now my current school is so good. I get 5 weeks off per year essentially, so 2 in the summer, 2 in the winter, and then 1 in spring. So I do have more time off and more chance to travel, but again, I got lucky with my school. Most Hagwons, they will only give you those 10 days, and even then I've heard stories where people have been given less, so maybe they've only been given 3 days in the summer, 3 days in the winter, and even if they complain, the school's just like, too bad, that's all you're getting. So you need to be careful when you check the contract. Make sure at least you're getting those 10 days. But that is one of the negative aspects I would say about teaching in Korea. Like you come here expecting, oh my god, I'm gonna be able to go to China, I'm gonna go to Japan, I'm gonna go to Vietnam, Taiwan. It's just like, because they are very convenient and very close, so it is easy to go there, but you just don't have the time. And even when you do have the time, the annoying thing is, I would say most of the time when you get those days off, it'll be during the peak season. So things are really expensive, things are really busy, so it's just like super frustrating. But I will say though, if you are like looking to travel within Korea, you can easily do so during your weekends. Like for example, going to Busan by train from Seoul, it's about like 2.5 hours, and so it's pretty close. And if you want to go to Jeju Island again from Seoul by plane, it's about 1.5 hours. So traveling within Korea, simple, can easily do that on a weekend. But don't come here expecting to travel all throughout Asia or somewhere else in the world, because you're not gonna have the time, and if you do have the time, it's gonna be expensive usually. So yeah, don't expect too much traveling. The next thing I want to talk about is the whole, I'm giving you this task at the very last minute, but bali, you need to have it done there and there. And you will find when you come here as the English teacher in a Hagwon, you're kind of the last one to find out about things usually. The Korean teachers, maybe they'll have a meeting where they discuss an event day or report cards, but I don't know if it's due to miscommunication or just because they forgot about it. You won't find out about this until the very last minute. Someone will come over to you, you're at your desk, you're preparing for your classes, and they'll be like, by the way, how are those report cards going? Or, oh, do you have the materials ready for the event day tomorrow? And you're just gonna be like, hold up, what are you talking about? And you will find out that they knew weeks ago about like this event or these report cards, and you're finding out about them just as they're due, and they need them there and there. And you're kind of like, okay, but obviously I don't have time to do it right now. I'm about to go teach like 4 classes in a row. And they'll kind of be like, oh, but you should have done it. And you're like, okay, no one told me about this until right now. And the worst part is usually they'll kind of blame it on you. They'll be like, oh, well, you should have known. And then you're like, hold up, but like, how? What? And it can be very annoying to deal with that, because unless you work well under pressure, you're just gonna get like super stressed, you're gonna be super annoyed, and it's just frustrating. I'm very lucky. I think I've only ever dealt with that like once or twice, but I always see on the Facebook groups people complaining about last minute things being thrown at them. So it's quite a common occurrence you will find at a Hagwon. I don't know if it's like the same at public schools and stuff, but I've noticed, like, I don't know what it is at Hagwons, they're just like seem to forget all about the English teacher until the very last second, where they're expecting you to have like all this stuff ready, which you don't have, and it's just very annoying. The next thing I want to talk about is the constant complaints and demands from the parents. You will find that hagwons, parents control everything. They run the show. So essentially, you're going to deal with students who aren't the best. Maybe they're just like very badly behaved. Maybe they refuse to do their work. Maybe they attack the other students. Who knows? But at the end of the day, you're going to be disciplining these kids by taking away stickers, yelling at them, telling them to leave the room, maybe not letting them join in on a certain game or activity later on. But the thing is, they're gonna go home and instead of telling their parents, oh, I ripped up my book, or oh, I put the girl's hair next to me, they're gonna say to mommy and daddy, teacher's mean, I don't like teacher did this to me, teacher did that, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to see teacher. And the parents are going to call your school and they're going to be like, what's going on, what did the teacher do, why is this happening, my little angel? Like, nope, you're all going to get thrown right under the bus. So you'll come to work the next day and your boss or your co-teacher, they're going to be like, what happened, why did we get a call from so-and-so's parents, what did you do to them? And you're going to find out very quickly the parents can kind of make your life, I don't want to say live in hell, but if they don't like you, you can get in trouble very easily. I'm very lucky. For example, my current school, they are very good with things. Like they always tell us, like, if anything happens in the classroom, please come and tell us right away. So if the parents do call later, we have both sides of the story and we can like deal with it. But at my old school, I heard this story, like this would happen just before I arrived, but essentially one of the teachers there, a foreign teacher, she was hated by the parents. I don't know why she was, but apparently they hated her, constantly would call in to complain about her, saying the kids didn't like her, that she was boring, that she was mean, even though I don't think she did anything wrong apparently. But because the parents put so much pressure on the school, they let her go. They're just like, sorry, you can't work here, we're getting too many complaints. And so she was told to go find a new job. So you need to be very careful with how you deal with things, especially with the students and stuff. Like, be warned, if the parents don't like you and they complain too much about you, there could be consequences and it'll end badly for you essentially. So be very careful. Like I said, my school is pretty good, and I think a lot of schools, they will listen to you and they will kind of like try and find a solution. But there are like schools where they just listen to the parents and the parents will get their way no matter what. The last thing I want to talk about is being a clown. So essentially when you come here to work in a hagwon, they're expecting you to have this really big, really bright personality. You're supposed to be super energetic, you're supposed to be super fun. It's always gonna be fun, laughter, games, great times in your classroom, which of course, yes, that's always really good to try and aim to do. But you are still meant to teach these kids English. You will have bookwork, you will have worksheets. And the thing is, it can be very frustrating when you do prepare all these fun materials, but the kids aren't going to remember that. They're just going to remember the bookwork. And if they don't like it, they're going to complain. Going back to the point I made previously about the parents being in control of things, the kids, they're going to go home and be like, oh, I don't want to go to school. Teacher is boring. I don't like teacher's class. And you're kind of like, okay, I'm sorry, but there's only so much you can do with like textbooks and worksheets. Obviously, like I try to make my classes as interactive as possible. We're going to start off with songs and dance, then we're going to do like a whiteboard activity, which the kids really enjoy, like some type of game or something, and then we're going to do the bookwork, and then we'll have another game or activity at the end. So I kind of like try to mix things up, and even then, kids, sometimes I'll hear, oh, hey, like I'm bored, this is boring, and it can be very like off-putting and frustrating because you are trying to like get the kids going, like you're trying to motivate them, you're trying to be like, oh, don't worry, just like 5 minutes of bookwork, we're gonna play this game, we're gonna do this, that, it's gonna be amazing. But it seems like they only can focus on that one, I guess, negative aspect for them. Like to them, they're like, why am I here, why do I have to do this work? And I get it, like no one wants to do bookwork, especially the kids. Like they're very young most of the time. Like I would say the average hagwon age is anywhere from 3 to 13 years old, so they don't have the attention span to like deal with that, and it's in second language. It's already hard enough for them. So be warned, like you are expected to be like this super fun clown essentially, but you're still expected to have these kids like learning English, being able to speak, write and listen, but they're like not motivated to actually put in the work a lot of time. Like obviously, of course, all the kids do, like all my kids, they're great, they do it, they try, but I can just tell sometimes they are like bored of writing or something, and I feel bad that they have to do it, but that's what they're there for. They're there to learn English, and it's just gonna be frustrating when you do put in the effort and then they go home and complain anyway about it. So be warned, like, even if you do put in a lot of work and effort to make a classroom like super interactive and fun, the kids, they're gonna remember that one worksheet they had to do, and they're gonna tell their parents, oh, it's boring. So don't like let it get to you if you are told like, oh, the kids don't like your class, you need to change things. It's just, no one wants to be like pushed to learn something they don't want to do, so don't worry about it. That pretty much sums up my complaining and ranting about teaching in Korea for today. Jokes, I love teaching here, as I mentioned. This video wasn't supposed to be me like talking badly about Korea or being an English teacher here. I love it. I would highly recommend it. If you want to come abroad to teach, come to Korea. It is great. But as I said, I still wanted to share some of the realistic negative aspects of working here. If you guys have any questions regarding anything in the video or just teaching and living in Korea in general, leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer for you. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!